put it in the GAA, which I cannot, 2.5, by the time it's released, hindi naman sa January release, usually, wala pa yan tax collections hanggang April, May, June, mid-year, paano matatapos? So, dapat this year yan. So, meron kayong pagkukunan, DBM. Sagot ng DBM yan. Even assuming we can amend the budget, it might be too late. Because the budgets are usually released after the first quarter or second quarter. It will be very delayed.
Right.
So, what do you do? That's beyond me, this 2.5. Unless the ASEAN team, the DFA, and the OP are willing to forego the CCP as a venue for ASEAN. Pero kasama nga yun. But they must answer that. Why is it a venue for ASEAN and there is no budget? No, DBM, I want a better answer.
Madam Chair, the other fear is that even if the CCP will not be used as a venue, then we will have the scenario of probably having construction setup and materials around the CCP while the summit is happening at the complex.
Of GAA 2025, ziniro na naman kayo sa BICAM. Yun ba yun? There was 1B for supposedly for GAA 2025, tinanggal sa BICAM.
No, it was.
Meron naman for GAA 2025, but it's still not enough. You're still short of 2.5B. I think the budgeting, it's a bit wrong because the budgets are given mid-year. It'll be delayed if you will use it for November. So, contingent fund can fund it?
Yes, Madam Chair.
In this year?
This year.
Okay. So, kayo nang bahala. Ayan ha. On record ha.
Of course, subject po sa evaluation ng request na isasubmit po nila.
Sa level ko, I cannot fund 2.5B. I don't think I'll be allowed by any of my colleagues. The chair, I think, is also reluctant, right? And because even if we do mid-year next year, that's too late. Made-delay. So, contingent fund, please handle the details of that.
Okay po, Madam Chair. And pwede din naman po, actually may release naman daw pong 5.4 billion sa OP po for the National Organizing Committee. Baka they can request din po to charge some po from that release.
National Organizing Committee for Capital Outlay? No, that's MOE. At saka pag mag-budget tayo, hindi tayo pwede magkaplano ng ASEAN baka-baka. Hindi pwede. Kaya kayong bahala sa contingent fund kung meron kayo base sa requirements na hinihingi sa CCP. Okay? Chair, tama ba ako? We cannot promise a 2.5, right? And it will be too late. So they have to get it from the contingent fund.
Well, the other option is to get it from the contingency fund directly. There's about, magkano 5 million lang, sir. Ang CU. The contingency, 17? Yes, sir, pero 5 million lang doon ang for...
Ano?
19, ba?
20.
120. 25 lang doon ang CU. Di i-realign na lang natin. Yeah, may 20 billion sa contingency fund for this year. No, for 2026. We're late now. For 2025, it will be tapped into the contingency fund of 2025. Pero it's between them and DBM yan. Wala na tayo dyan. Out na.
Meron naman silang 1B for 2025. Continuing yan hanggang next year. So kung kulang yung 1B, ay hingi kayo sa contingent fund para matapos.
And B is okay.
Yes, Madam Chair, that's correct.
Obligated.
Obligation.
Obligated already.
DBM, siguro kaya hindi kayo binigyan kasi meron pang 1B ng 2025. Pero hindi ko pa rin maintindihan ba't wala yung 2026 eh. Yeah. Zero? Zero.
Madam Chair, the 1 billion has already been, if not obligated, it's already part of already under contracts or under negotiation. So it will be fully utilized by end of October, the 1 billion.
The mind why they gave you zero for this when it's a project that's continuing. You mean after it's fully utilized by October, stop, and then you wait until you've got 2026. It's not January, by March, April, May. No, dali yan. Nakatiwangwang na 6 na buwan, hindi. Kaya nga eh, there's something wrong with budgeting. But the solution would be to ask DBM for the contingent fund for this year. Okay, that's our suggestion. Thank you. He's proceeding.
We appreciate the committee's understanding. Thank you so much. And hopefully, we will be able to finish everything properly and on time with the assistance of the committee. Now, we'd like also to kind of give a heads up on the other things that we are thinking of proposing for future implementation, and not necessarily as part of the 2026 request that we have. First of all, well, of course, the completion of the remaining parts of the main building that are not needed for the ASEAN, for the immediate objective of immediate target for the ASEAN opening. But for the future, we were thinking that it might be good if the cultural center were to have a secondary facility at Clark. We're not proposing it yet, but we're thinking about it because we realize that other government offices are now putting up offices in Clark, in particular the Central Bank and other agencies as well. And with global warming, the existing CCP complex may become more and more difficult to maintain, and having a secondary facility at Clark might be advisable. We were also thinking of having possibly a concert hall in addition to the present lyric theater of the CCP main building. The concert hall, well, basically for the PPO, is of course less complicated than the existing main building, so that would be one we think welcome activity. The Folk Art Center has been a difficult problem. They've been incurring problems in terms of foundation, etc. And we were thinking that in the near future it would be advisable to convert it to maybe offices, rehearsal space.
It is being used for study. Yes, well.
Folk Arts.
Folk Arts, what's the other one?
Manila Film Center.
That's different. Manila Film Center.
Under you, no?
Under us also, yes.
So two structures that are not being used. Why don't you ask yung matitunun yung contractor to do a proposal for retrofitting, to change the way they did CCP, and give a proposal for NEP 2027. Tama, diba? It's just for possibilities, right? Sayang eh. Bakit maging bodega? Ay, maganda yun dati.
Yeah.
Sayang. Yeah.
So anyway, that's something that we're still figuring out what might be the best approach. The other one, the committee might have noticed that they wooded the forested area along Rojas Boulevard between the Cultural Center and Hale Puyat. It's really one of the remaining forested area within the city of Manila, And right now it's planted with coconut trees and various other trees. And so we were thinking of developing it into, first of all, with a performance area, maybe an open air amphitheater, and making it a destination for families with.
Is that forest?
It's along Rojas Boulevard between the Cultural Center building and Hill Puyat.
How many hectares is that forest?
The main building.
Hectares po.
Oh,
It's 2 hectares, ma'am.
okay. So let's.
It's a large area, so it could be
There are
a.
trees. What are the trees?
Sir, there are acacias, coconuts, mahogany.
Don't cut.
They're all preserved, ma'am.
Okay.
There are more than 600 trees in that area.
Can you kindly give us a inventory of the kinds of trees?
Yes, ma'am. We can submit it to your office.
Open air concerts or
Yes, maybe an open air amphitheater, a lake, where children can be brought by their parents, maybe an area of native trees, and then an area, a sculpture garden, that kind of thing. So that's something that we're thinking of.
being used for now? I hope not bodega.
No, ma'am. It's actually being used precisely for those purposes, but it's undeveloped. So, for example, when it rains, it gets flooded because there's no drainage. So the proposal really is to really rehabilitate it and make sure that it is fit for large-scale activities.
If it's let's not think of any concrete structure first. Just to clean it up, not cut trees, but put drainage, so make sure it doesn't flood. Maybe that can be an amendment for GAA so that we can use it next year as an open space. Linisin at wag magputol ng puno, wag magtayo ng konkreto, at lagyan lang ng drainage. At Sculpture Garden, Chair Laya, please visit UP Los Baños, our little project there with UPLB. Jun Yi, who is one of the possible national artists, has a sculpture garden, beautiful. We did adaptive reuse of a poultry in UP Los Baños, which is like a meeting hall, and then the garden around it is now a sculpture garden. Maybe something like that. Doesn't have to be Jun Yi, could be different artists, sculptures. And UP Diliman also, there's a installation garden near and the Balanghay, maybe something like that.
So actually, there are installations there right now by Toim Imao. Yes, and also there are sculptures created by artists from different ASEAN countries.
Good.
Yeah.
Bakit binabaha? Sayang.
Because it is really just the land itself.
Okay. Please give us a quotation from a noted contractor yung gumagawa ng CCP, drainage lang para magamit natin. Ang ganda kung merong imaw dun. Sayang man.
We were already told it would cost 150 million.
Ay, drainage lang?
Plus for the entire area.
No, if you build.
Yes.
Drainage lang muna. Linisin lang at saka drainage. And then inventory of trees. I'll visit it.
We can, yes, ma'am. We will submit the inventory of trees within the day.
And photos. Tignan natin.
Yes, ma'am.
Sayang, low-hanging fruit. Gamitin 2 hectares in the middle of a city. Yeah. And then there's place to plant more Philippine species of trees. Then we have the sculptures na pala. O yun, pwedeng gamitin. Hindi makala magtayo palagi ng konkreto eh. For open space. Baka pwede nga, bamboo lang eh.
So right now, many of these sculptures are displayed parang department store style beside the cultural center main building. So nobody ever goes there except, and they don't look at it except from a distance, which is not really the idea behind the sculpture garden. So we hope to be able to make it into a real one.
Get it for free. Alam mo, drainage lang muna. So, we can ask ayusin na natin. Basta kaya kung ayusin niya. Kami ni Kay, pahala. Oo, mag-volunteer na ang mga kaibigan natin artists, mga curators. So, yung mga naging curators sa Venice Biennale, magtulungan na kayo, pagandahin ito, wala nang bayad. Oo, sige na. Oh, Patrick can do that. And Junyi curated, and his sculptures are there in the UPLB. You go, it's beautiful. UPLB Sculpture Garden.